All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Akash, and double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone who rule well. Salutation and much love to Yakim out there pushing out his word and truth and sincerity. And we're just going to do a quick video, Lord, as well as edifying to the elect out there. And we're just going to go ahead and go straight into this article I came across. All right. This article is on Spectre USA. Spectre US, I guess that's the website, but it's called Spectator USA. And then there's the article entitled Russia and China are watching Iran and waiting. America's rivals are exploiting Trump's split with Europe. So, we're just going to go through this a little, just hit the couple points, and then the brothers bring out precepts, because this is leading up to is Revelation 17, where the beast shall hate the whore, right? Because thanks to DJ Trump, he got all the EU and NATO, pretty much looking at America sideways because of all the rhetoric that this guy's spewing out. And without further ado, let's just read a couple of this article, and then if a brother want to hold that Revelation 17, hold that on deck. All right, this is it says, as U.S.-Iran tensions rise, America's sway over its allies is falling. All right, and so who the main allies? The beast. All right, so let's go to Revelation 17. We'll just start reading. Let's see here. We can start at the top. Whoever got it.
All right. Revelation chapter 17, verse 1. And there came on the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Kind of that great whore that sitteth upon many waters is America, all right? The mother of harlots. Well, it's going to go on and say it, and then later in the chapter it breaks it down even clearer. But let me get a quick precept to go with that. This is Revelation 14, verse 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, all right, which is we know to be America, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All right, so when it said in Revelation 17 and 2 that the kings of the earth had committed fornication, and drunk her wine of her fornication, well, that goes another precept to show that the one making the other countries drink of that wine is the great city. And you take a look around the earth, all right, who's everybody's trends come from? Everybody follows after this whore called America. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 2, it says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. By the way, the many waters of the people,
Yep.
That whore that sitteth upon many waters, all right? It also refers to the people's waters or the sea, It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Kind of keep going. Well, actually, let me if a brother want to grab real quick, Nahum 3 and 4. Read that second verse again, Waukesha.
Revelation 17, verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
That's right. And what is fornication? Is a spiritual idolatry, man. And America is the place where you can go to and literally worship anything. All right. And then all the philosophies that it pushes out, man, it makes this place a whore. Okay. Or so a whore, somebody, that's habitually is committing fornication. Like if you're like Israel was compared to as a woman, and what did they do? They went off a whoring and committed fornication against Yahweh Shai. Okay, Somebody got that name, Nahum?
Con.
Go ahead.
To Nahum 3 and 4. Con.
Okay. Yep.
So Nahum chapter 3, verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts.
Yeah, and that's America, man. That well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft. And clearly America has sold the nations, all right, through her whoredoms and her families through her witchcraft. You know, just look at the history of this place. And it'll become very crystal clear of who the scripture is referring to. All right, let's see. Yeah, you can keep reading on that.
Come. Nahum chapter 3, verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face.
God, so as the scripture said that the Most High, Yahweh, okay, he is against this place, man. He's against her, against thee, that well-favored harlot. All right, the what does it say? The mistress of witchcraft. All right, this woman that Revelation 17 is referring to, this harlot. Okay, the Most High is against this place. You know, for the one of the most important reason what America did to the chosen people of the Lord, the captivity that they put the Israelites under, all right, and all the wicked, atrocious acts they committed. But what through her whoredoms, you know, this place has completely, you know, destroyed the earth, man. The minds of the people are destroyed through this wine that this horror is spreading through the world, man. Getting everybody to drink of it and getting them sloppy drunk. Go ahead.
I got a quick precept real quick.
Okay.
Let's go with what you were saying about the whoredom. This is Hosea chapter 4, verse 11. It says, whoredom and wine and new wine take away the heart. You know, so going into that philosophy, which is that wine, all right, the different philosophies, and committing whoredom, all right, taketh away the heart, man, and taketh away the mind, and it is destroyed the people. All right, not just the Israelites, it destroyed the whole planet Earth. Okay, just wanted to bring that out real quick.
Okay. Go ahead. Go back in that Nahum.
Going back to Nahum chapter 3, finishing up verse 5. And I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
Yeah, and that's what America is being exposed for. All right, the shame of this place. That's why now you ask, these Edomites are ashamed of their history. All right, this place is being made bare. All right, the Lord is lifting up the skirt of this place, mainly really Esau, but you know, Esau's capital, so to say, his head city, the great city, like we read in Revelation 14, is America. This is their pride and joy. This is the kite of their kingdom. Of all the rulerships, America is it. You know, the top, their prized possession. And now this place is becoming shameful and becoming naked, man, because it's being exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Nahum chapter 3, verse 6. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock.
That's right, man. That's what the Lord is doing right now, man. The Lord is, you know, is bringing all this filth upon it, man, and ultimately it's going to be destroyed. For all the filth, you know, and the decrepit things and the abominations walking around here calling themselves Americans. Okay.
Real quick, I got a precept. This is Second Ezra chapter 15, and before I read this, we know that Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 7 says that the curses that were upon us we're going to be put upon the heathen. All right. And so when we read a majority of these curses that fell upon Israel, we know that those curses are going to return and be put up on our enemies. And we see certain curses already falling on our enemies. But real quick, this is Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 55. It says, the reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom, therefore shalt thou receive recompense. All right. So America's going to receive that recompense for committing the whoredom that has been committed around the earth, man.
That's right. And real quick, before we go back into, read that Revelation 17 and 3, and then we'll go back into this article real quick.
It's Revelation 17, verse 3. So he carried me away into the spirit. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast.
That woman is referring to America, and this beast is NATO and the EU. All right, and scarlet is a derivative of red. It's red. Okay, which we know to be who that scarlet beast is Esau Edom. Go ahead.
And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
What's it say? The name full of blasphemy, talking about a dirty, wicked lie, man, a filthy, wicked lie. And this place is the home of lies. All right, everything in this place is a lie. You know, everything in America is for the Israelites to be oppressed. All right, and then it said, having 7, the beast, the scarlet colored beast, with the 7 heads and 10 horns, the 10 horns being the EU, and then the 7 heads are the 7 different kingdoms that Esau reigned in. Okay, and then the modern day EU and the NATO, of course. Okay, so let's go back to this article real quick. All right, I'll continue reading. It says, last week, Major General Christopher Geika, the British officer second in command of anti-ISIS forces in Iraq and Syria, publicly contradicted the rationale behind American troop buildups in the region. U.S. Central Command was quick to rebuff Geika, whatever, but Britain's Ministry of Defense supported him. All right, so here you got this general, British officer, and then the Ministry of Defense. They're saying, look, this rhetoric that Trump and his administration is pushing out is a bunch of bullshit. So everybody's seeing America for the shithole liars that they are. All right, and even the mother of America, all right, is starting to call them out, removing themselves from the presence of these damn proud ass devils out here. All right, it says other NATO allies too, which NATO is the beast. Okay, and you got some of the horns, which is the EU, that are part of NATO. Okay, so it says other NATO allies too are balking at confrontation with Iran, because what these NATO they realize that, look, if America fucks with Iran, it's gonna lead to a great war. All right, it ain't gonna be another Iraq where they just go in there and handle business like usual. All right, because you gotta remember the bear, which is a guard unto these nations. All right, so that's why the NATO nations, all right, the beast is hesitant to go to war. They know what's coming. All right, say Spain has withdrawn, which Spain is part of the 7 heads. Okay, say Spain has withdrawn, and it's also part of NATO. Spain is part of the EU and NATO. Okay, say Spain has withdrawn a frigate from the American-led Gulf-bound carrier group. So you got Spain withdrawing ships from that area out there in the Middle East. I believe it's the Persian Gulf. All right, so this is just leading up to what we're about to go into here in Revelation 17. This is just the beginning of the beast hating the whore. All right, so keep going on that Revelation 17, Bubba Shaw.
Revelation 17, verse 4. You want to read 3 again or start at 4?
Yeah, just start at. Oh yeah, you can read 3 again and then just go on through it.
All right. Revelation 17, verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Okay, so if a brother real quick want to hold Jeremiah 51:7.
Yeah, I just saw my.
Okay, and because here is describing this woman arrayed in all these, these royal colors of royalty. All right, because in the ancient world, purple and scarlet to make garments out of was it was more costly than other colors, so to say. All right, so these, it's describing the whore as being decked out, with gold and precious stones, pearls, looking all fly and shit, So John is describing it at the best he can, pretty much a representation of how glorious this kingdom would be in the sight of this world. Everybody wants to come to America, or anyway they used to wanted to come to America and come, make the best of life and do all that, because this is like Spirit said earlier, this is the height of Esau's kingdom. This is the height of all the kingdoms put together, and then some. Somebody got that Jeremiah 51?
7?
Yeah, verse 7.
Okay, all right. This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
Yep.
That made
real quick, because in verse 17 of Revelation 17 verse 4, it talks about a golden cup. Now listen, this is that golden cup. Go ahead.
Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
That's what is that wine that the nations have drunken from her? That's the back in the Revelation 17, it said full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. That's all the philosophies, all right, the idolatry, all these bullshit religions, all right, democracy, all the nonsense that America spews out, and that has reached to the four corners of the earth, the way of living, the standard, so to say, of this wicked society.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Back in Revelation.
Revelation?
Yeah.
Salaki, I was looking for a precept.
Well, yeah, if you want to grab that first, you go ahead.
All right. You what bring out the precept?
Yeah, if you got a precept, okay. Bring it out.
All right, just speak on something that you brought out earlier. Pretty much what we get into, but it's Jeremiah 50 verse 12. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
And that's that mother is talking about Britain. The mother of America, because what the last war for the independence of America was against who? The British, and that was the main place, because you had the three role players that took part in America was the British, the French, and the Spain. But British was the one that that was the top one, so to say, the strongest. And that's so like the brothers just read that scripture. She's gonna be sore confounded, ashamed of this place. And that's why look, you see here in this article that they're talking, contrary to America in their so-called intel.
All right, back in Revelation 17 verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Yep.
Verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Yep. So that's the blood of the saints, is the blood of the Israelites. All the bloodshed, all right, that has been committed here in America of the Israelites. That's the blood of the saints. Okay. And then there's going to be martyrs that die for this word here in these last days. All right, a few martyrs, and that blood especially has to be paid for. Okay, because we know that if the brother want to grab it real quick, the blood defileth the land. So if blood, the Lord didn't specify it. All right, he just said if blood defileth the land. So imagine the Lord's saints, all right, the Israelites, their blood, and then more importantly, the blood of of the martyrs, the Israel of Israel. How much more does that blood have to be required? Go ahead, whenever you got it.
This is Numbers chapter 35, verse 33. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
There you go.
No, I got a precept to go with that too. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So, it's basically it on that. But, so it said, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood. All right, so that's what's coming for America, man, because of all the wickedness that they do around the four corners of the earth. Because a lot of people are going to die because of the wickedness that America has pushed around the four corners of the earth. All right, a lot of homosexuality is being committed around the earth. All right, a lot of corruption is happening around the four corners of the earth because of America. All right, and all that, America is going to be recompensed. Okay, and the Lord is going to use His people, and He's also going to He's going to use His men, His elect, and He's also going to use these other nations to bring forth that recompense, which is what the brothers with this article is getting into, and what that Revelation is getting into.
That's right, Con.
Brother Mandala got a precept here to go with. I'm gonna read this verse again. You got a precept to go with it. Revelation 17, verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
This is Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua.
And that's the martyrs, as Revelation 17 and 6 talking about. All right. Go ahead.
And for the word of the Most High.
And for the word of the Most High, man. Martyrs, all right? Martyrs mean those that die for a greater cause, man. All right?
Yep.
And which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image.
Yeah, and that's the greater cause, not worship the beast. Not be a part of this society, man. All right? To stand up for righteousness, stand up for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's a greater cause, man. So that's why these men, all right, were martyrs, all right? Because they stood for the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? Go ahead.
Neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years.
I got another quick precept going into that blood. This is Ezekiel 35 and 6. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. All right. And when you read as you keep reading down, you know that this is talking about Edom, man. It says Mount Seir. All right. Yeah, well, let me read verse 7. It says, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth, man. All right, so America has caused a lot of bloodshed, and because America, you Edomites really, all right, since you didn't despise that blood, since you reveled in that blood that you love to see spilled around the four corners of the earth, it's going to be recompensed unto you, man. All right, go ahead, up.
Hey, Quam has another one concerning.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Revelation 6.
Okay. Revelation chapter 6, verse 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, holy and true, doest thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
Yeah. You see? So how long, how will he avenge the blood? How long will it be till the Lord avenges the blood? All right, that's been shed. All right, and it's just not, Israel is not the only ones that are saying that, man. These nations are saying the same thing. It's just they're saying that to themselves, man. We're pleading to the Most High. We're asking the Most High how long. These nations are saying within themselves, man. Like, hey, man, when are we gonna make this move to get upon these devils, man. You know, and that's the brother, that article that Ash was bringing out. You know, you see that Russia and China, they're just patiently waiting, man. They're waiting for that blood to be shed, man. But they waiting, man, because there's certain and really is the Spirit of the Lord that has them waiting, because there's certain prophecies that still have to come to pass before that war breaks out there, man. All right, well, go ahead.
One more precept.
Okay.
St. Luke 18:7, it says, and shall not Yahweh Shem Shai avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear alone with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily.
All the martyrs.
Okay. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth?
Okay.
Okay. You know, going back into the martyrs, all right, and that speedy recompense, you know, because Yahweh Shem Shai said, none of our works are in vain. So that's why we got to keep pushing this truth, flooding this truth, and ultimately waking up the sheep and being watchmen, man. And that's why we're going into these articles in this lesson right now, bro. You know, bringing out the hatred of America and its allies. All right, and ultimately the hatred of everybody, man. Everybody is realizing that. Look, man, the so-called he needs to get out of rulership, man. So that's what's going on, you know. So that's all I want to bring down, Akia.
Revelation 17, verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahweh Shai. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Real quick, you know, to prove that, see that when the Revelation 14, that it called the Babylon, that great city. Even John, you know, he marveled at it, or he admired it with great admiration. You know, that's how that, because you know he was seeing flying shit flying around, airplanes, cars, cell phones.
Hey yo, Osh, he heard that. He heard the mirth. You know, he heard all the merry. You know, I mean, just because Apostle Gabal always say be visual. You know, so you know we've been prophets. You know, we can spiritually speculate, and we can see like, damn, like how fast if he would have got that. You know, he's seen the joy, he's seen the mirth, he's seen everybody in happiness.
And 2,000 years ago, the things that we see now, you know, 21st century, you know, he never saw that. You know,
drinking, you know, just people just completely indulged in mirth, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, it's so bad what's happening right now that when some of the prophets seen what was going on in these last days, they vomited, man. They threw up, you know, at the death and the wickedness that was happening.
And that goes back to the sense of this place, you know, reaching the heavens, man, because there's no law, you know. There's completely lawless people here, man. You know, so the ultimate judgment for breaking the laws and commandments of Yahweh Shai is for this place to be obliterated with thermonuclear missiles, man. You know.
You want me to hit Revelation again?
Yeah, keep going.
Revelation 17, verse 7. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. Verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit.
Kind of that's talking about the Roman Empire, and because this is the old Roman Empire eventually went down for a season, and then it came back up in a big way, which we're living in it today. Keep going. Keep going.
And ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. They that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. And when they behold,
somebody real quick grab 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. All right, because when the beast ascended out of the bottomless pit, that was during the time of the Renaissance. All right, when Esau came up out of slavery in Europe mainly. All right, that bottomless pit is referring to Europe, and then it said he's going to go into perdition, which perdition pretty much means destruction, destroy.
Verse
of
8?
verse 3. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3.
Okay.
Con, I got you. You got it
Okay.
up?
No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
who
Go
we
ahead.
got?
All right, Con. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. And it reads, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there shall be a falling away first.
Yeah, and that falling away already took place. All right, according to Jeremiah 17 and 4, the nation of Israel would lose their heritage. All right, so we fell away, and now we've come back onto our heritage. All right, our nationality, the truth. Go ahead.
Con. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Yeah, the man of sin, the son of perdition, Esau, Edom, the red Hebrew Edomites, the same, the beast. Okay, the red dragon, whatever you want to call him, the devil,
Devil, Con.
Satan.
Hey, and real quick too, because it said that that falling away too, is also talking about 70 A.D. You know,
Yep.
when Jerusalem would fell out. You know.
780. Con.
Fine, go ahead. I think that was it on that actually.
Yeah, that was it on there.
Go back to Revelation now.
Con, Revelation 17, verse 9. And here's the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains,
Yep.
in which the woman sitteth.
Kind of those 7 heads are 7 kingdoms that ruled Esau's governments that had ruled over the times were the Greeks, Germania Major, Germania Minor, Gaul or France as they call it now, Hispaniola, which would be consist of Spain and Portugal, all right, the Roman Empire, and the British. Okay, those are the 7 kingdoms or the 7 heads, the 7 mountains. Go ahead, verse 10.
And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is.
Yep. So those 7 kings, at that time, 5 of them were fallen. All right, which would be the Greeks, Germania Major, Germania Minor, France, and Hispaniola. Those were the 5 that were fallen. And then it said, and 1 is, which was the Roman Empire. Go ahead.
And the other is not yet come.
And the other not yet come, which was Britain or the British, England, whatever, that empire that Esau was to come up in. Go ahead.
And when he cometh, he must continue a short space.
Yeah, because Britain ruled for a small amount of time before America came in. Go ahead.
They got control over the whole the earth by resources in a short amount of time.
Yep.
Independence. They broke off Americans at the independence.
Yeah, but it was like the scriptures say, it was only a short time because from when people started coming over here, when Esau started coming over here, Jake was still ruling England at that time. So they had really, America came into power really when they dropped that atomic bomb, but at the same time they Britain had lost pretty much control of America prior to that, long before that, really. All right, so Britain, like I said, it only continued for a short space. And then what happened next? Go ahead and read verse 11.
And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th.
Yeah, that beast that was and is not, because the Roman Empire, it fell at one point.
Yeah.
And then it is even the 8th, meaning it reborn again. But it was considered the 8th head. It's the 8th. But go ahead, read it, finish the verse off.
And is of the 7 and goeth into perdition.
And is of the 7. So all those kingdoms, all those 7 kingdoms are a conglomerate of America. America incorporates all those kingdoms into its philosophies.
That's right.
And then they said it goeth into perdition. America, since it's been set up, I think there's only a couple years where they haven't been in war. All right. They go around destroying everything. They've destroyed their own selves. America's a complete shithole. And they go around the world destroying everything. That's what perdition is, the destruction.
Which is why it's such a controversy with America going into Iran, because there was articles out like, when was the last time Iran was at war with anybody? You know what I mean? And here, I think, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, I think it's like 200 years or something like that. since Iran been in war, something like drastically like that. You know what I mean? And it was like Iran hasn't been at the war with anybody. You know, so you can clearly see that America is just going into that perdition, man. You know, just looking for war, man. All right.
Yeah, that's what it was set up for.
Reading on says, verse 12, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are the 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as king 1 hour with the beast.
So those 10 horns were the EU, and the reason he said that which have received no kingdom as yet, because at this time the EU wasn't established. All right, the EU wasn't around at this time when John was on the island of Patmos over almost roughly 2,000 years ago, or a little less, But it said they but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast, meaning that, they only been. Well, if a brother want to Google it real quick, see when the EU was established, or the ECC,
like 1950, 58, 56.
Around there. So, and I believe it was the Treaty of Rome or something like that.
Yep.
Going to prove that this is the Roman Empire reborn again. Because America is not just the beast is not just America, or the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire is not just America. Okay, all these other, because America. Remember when Rome was in power, it set up different different city states, so to say. But they would still allow the people to do whatever. They would just set up people over it, so they would have to pay tribute to the Roman Empire. But Rome itself was in Italy. That was the head spot. That was the center of it. Just like America is the center of this new Roman Empire. And everybody got to pay tribute to America.
Yeah. And just like Rome allowed, different nations within their army. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with America. You got Chinese troops in America, Chinese people in the American army, and you sending them over there, to go fight, it makes no
Chinese.
sense. Chinese people, you know what I mean? An Arab could be born over here in America, and then he want to join the military, and you send him over there and he fight his own people. Just part of that system.
Yeah, goes to show you how strong that wine is that America's pushing on these people, man. They're willing to go fight their own people, man.
Yeah.
Straight bugged up.
Bugged out, bro. Gone, man.
Hey, but that's one of Esau's tactics, man, because even when he first came over here, all right, when Esau was having trouble taking Gad down, who'd he go to get? He went to go get Benjamin, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He went to go get Benjamin to fight Gad. So that's something that Esau's always had.
And even other Gadites,
Yep.
You see Gadites holding rifles and shit.
Yep.
Certain pictures with Gadites holding rifles with Esau, going against their own, fellow brethren.
Yep.
But they go back to the curses, that I shall be evil towards thy brother. You know what I mean? So we just fell apart, Verse 13, it says, these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
So ultimately they're all in cahoots. They all have one agenda, which is that new world order.
Yep. Kind of spirit.
RFID chip, all right, the mark of the beast. It's the mark of the beast, and guess what? The EU is part of the beast, so they all pushing towards this new world order, wherein the mark of the beast is the currency. Okay, the way of life, so to say.
What is that says on the back of the dollar bills and on all
the order, new world order.
Yep, out of many one.
That's right.
That's what it means. Out of many one. So that's what all these nations are, all of one mind, like the brother just read in Revelation, man. They were all of one mind. All right.
Yeah, that goes back to the Tower of Babel. These nations, they're trying to repeat history all over again. Trying to come together as one, trying to come against the Israelites.
Well, hey, King Solomon said it best, man. That which was shall be that which shall be.
And that's why today you have in Las Vegas the Tower of Babel, man. I mean, not the Tower of Babel, the statue of
Nebuchadnezzar.
Prophecy and Daniel.
yeah, Prophecy of Daniel. Daniel said that. You know.
Yep.
Why would that be here in America, man? In 2019, you know.
Oh, and that convention now you brought up it was about unity.
Okay,
You know, they
there
were
it
trying
is.
to bring forward
Out of many one.
Because at the end of the day, the so-called Jews own the banking system. You know what I mean? So they're all in accordance with the enterprise, so to say, of the elites, man.
Yeah.
You know, they own by them.
That's that crafty council in
Yep.
Psalms 83rd chapter.
Okay.
You know, all these nations, you know, it looks like they're fighting a jockey for position, but you know, if it wasn't for the elect, the U.S. America would be, you know, quote unquote America would be on top, and they will follow suit just like after World War II. You know, they'll set the standard. This is going to be the dollar. It's going to be a new standard of trading. You know, but this time it's going to be a cryptocurrency. You know, and that's where that chip comes in. But like the Most High, you know, it says in Job, "Are you disappointed the enterprises of the wicked?" You know, so it's not going to come to, you know.
Because speaking of the New World Order, I remember they had, you know, when they was building the One World Trade Center, all right, 1776 is when, you know, the Illuminati was so-called established, and you look at the dimensions of the One World Trade Center, it's 1,776 feet, you know, tall. So it's going to show you, you know, numerology, they deal with the numbers, man. You know, it's a real quick Wikipedia search, and you can see it's 1776, the height of the building.
I believe it was. I was just gonna say, I believe it was May 4th or something like that, 1776, that it was that they were established.
Hey, and bro, what's beautiful about it, when they finished that tower, right? They wanted to finish it right on May 4th, but I forget exactly what year the World Trade Center was done, but the winds were so high that day on a May 4th that they couldn't put the top piece on it, symbolizing that the Most High, like, showing you, like, yo, you're not going to complete your enterprise, you know, because they wanted to do it May 4th, have it done and finished, but the winds were so high that day that they couldn't go up top and
representing that destroying wind.
Yep, you know, so to show you that they ain't gonna be able to do it, man.
I got a quick precept on it on this topic. This is Psalms 33:10. The Lord Yahweh Shai bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. You know, going back to that counsel, man. You know, Yahweh Shai is going to upset this man because what he thinks he's going to upset prophecy, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Using his, you know, enchantments and witchcraft, you know, his number predictions, you know, like going, you know, back to the numbers in 176, you know, that's how they used a lot of their powers with these go back to the Chaldeans, you know, the elites of the Babylonians. You Google search Chaldean numerology, you know, you can type in your name and it will try to give you some type of diction and stuff like that. You know, this is what Esau does, you know, constantly always putting stuff to date, you know, and you know, but the scriptures say, you know, it's not gonna work.
And that's why the scriptures say Bel is confounded, Murdoch, you know, because you know the Chaldeans, like that, all that is confounded, man.
Yeah.
All right. Can I get this real quick? Yeah. Because we talking about Babylon, the Tower of Babel, man. As brother was saying, you know, this is just America trying to, you know, re-erect, all right, that, you know, that one world government again. So this is Jeremiah 50 verse 1. The word that the Lord spake against Babylon, against the land of the Chaldeans, by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard, all right, which is this truth. Okay? Publish and conceal not. Say Babylon is taken. Bel is confounded. Murdoch is broken into pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken into pieces. And Murdoch was like the chief. Bel, you know, pretty much going to Murdoch was the chief god of the Babylonians, man. All right? So it's saying those are confounded, man. All their enchantments, you know, their New World Order, their sorcery.
Yeah.
All right? All that is the Lord is going to confound all that stuff, man. All right? Because really what gave them that power was the lies. That's why the scriptures we read in Revelations about the abominations, the blasphemy, the lies. All right? But here it is. the spirit of going in perdition again, the Lord shall destroy that man of perdition with his mouth. All right, with the truth. Okay, and that's why it's true. That's why, brothers, you know what we're doing is our great works. All right, all through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because with this truth entering into the world, all right, that we put out these righteous vibrations and we condemning all this left hand energy, man. All right, casting down the strongholds, breaking down imaginations, man. All right, through this righteous vibration we're putting out, we confounding it with truth. All right, because that's how Bell Murdoch is, you know, that covering cast. We destroying all that with truth, man. We expose. That's why we read earlier. The Lord said, uncovering the nakedness, you know, making bare the leg. And how are you able to do that is with truth. All right, that's that wisdom. You know, that which is the scriptures say wisdom is greater than weapons of war. Okay.
10 mighty man. That's
Yeah, I got some. This is Isaiah chapter 47 and verse
I know you're going.
verse 12.
Stand
now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherewith thou hast labored from thy youth. You know, from the beginning of the establishment of these nations is by these this deception, witchcraft, and lies.
The whole architecture of America. You go into it, a 6-pointed star, and you know all the way the buildings are set up, man. You know, America is really. That's why this battle is spiritual, man. It's spiritual because America has summoned all these ancient spirits, all right, all these gods and demons, all right, to pretty much that's how this was established, man. All right, so you know you can't attack or come at them carnally because it started spiritually first. All right, the war was spiritual, man. On the left hand side, as we saying, you know that's the vibration that they summoned, man. All the way back to the Greeks, man. All these gods, Dagon. All right, that was a Babylonian deity, okay. But the Greeks adopted it, and then right now you see the Pope wearing the same hat. All right, so all these wicked vibrations, you know, we are confounding all that with truth, man. This word is powerful, man. We're doing great works, man, by just preaching this word, all right, and bringing this society, the wickedness down to a low vibration, and righteousness and truth, as the scriptures say, is going to stand forever, man. All right.
Because Esau, he pretty much perfected wickedness. You know, all the examples of all the nations, all the gods that they have done and used, Esau, he adds it. The number one is the fake image of the Messiah. You know, with Jesus Christ. You know, he has a hand up and down. You know, then the pictures. That's Baphomet. You know, as above, so below. You know, all that madness. You know, but going back to the precept, Isaiah 47. And finishing off verse 12. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators.
If I may speak on that real quick, that goes back to the time I think in the book of Numbers. That's an example. That's why the scripture say the days were in the foretime for our learning. Because the same thing that the Most High is telling the so-called Esau even to do in this chapter is the same thing that Balak asked Balaam to do, man. When he asked him to curse these people, he said, "I brought you here to curse them 3 times." Why? Because Balaam was I forgot the name of it, but basically he was a witch. Balaam was a witch. So he would put up curses on it. He wanted them to curse Israel so that we can be overtaken by Balak. But he said, look, when the 3rd time it came for Balaam to curse, he actually, the scripture say he was led by the Spirit, and these are the words that he spoke, and everything that he spoke was to bless them. And that goes back into what's going to happen in this time. So-called even when he gets ready to be at the fullness of his sufficiency, he gonna go to these witches and these warlocks, and they ain't gonna have the answers for him. You know, they gonna actually tell him, look, hey, you know, in so many words that this is the end. You know, there ain't nothing we can do. You know,
to try to pretty much do off with Jake again, man.
A heavy enchantment, man. You know,
Psalms 83. All right, and like the brother saying, you know, all things written for time for learning, it's gonna backfire.
Right.
All right, and all them blessings, man.
Yeah, con.
All right, the scriptures. We reading right now the time, you know, as we speak in this spiritual war. All right, the time of the apostles when the Lord gave them power to cast out devils and all unclean spirits, man. All right, it's gonna come a time where that transition of power is gonna happen, and you know these elites gonna try to do that left hand witch,
Yeah.
you know, on the
Enchantments.
left hand side
Yeah.
enchantments, and then the Lord gonna give us some spiritual powers,
Right.
and we gonna be doing great miracles and great work, healing and casting out devils, man, and really showing them the true power of righteousness, man. All right, so they gonna try to curse us, and the Lord just gonna turn it up, and we gonna be blessed, man. All right.
Was that it on that, Isaiah?
No, let me finish the precept 13. So Isaiah 47:13, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels.
Mhm.
Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, and a brief example of that is Alexander the Great. You know, Aristotle was his mentor, and how he started conquering lands is he could observe the stars. You know, and that's just one example. You know, they use that today in the modern day military.
And-
Even in Daniel's, man.
And that astrology is so heavy. That's how they choose who gonna be these rappers and these entertainers, man. Because they align when you go on the web. It's a website out there how they line up the stars. You know, like you said, in the astrology, and that all comes back through that witchcraft. And they be like, okay, yeah, that's one. You know, that's one of them. He's gonna be, and that's why they have children birthed into like Disney World. I mean, a Disney Channel and shit.
Yeah.
You know, and the sacrifice and shit. And when you know how they show you that, they show you it on examples like the movie Space Jam. All right, when the spirits came into it, it was like, ooh, I want that one. Remember? So they show you that them demons, they know who gonna be who, you know? And that's why they blessed with so with these talents that's unexplainable. You're like, damn, how you can do this, how you do that, you know, sing and dance at the same time, but not to get off topic.
And the elites, they know that as far as reincarnation. You know, when one of their forefathers died in the past time, they know which generation and what child is going to be born into. They say this was this back in that generation, so they can continue on in their counsel.
Exactly, and keep their blood and keep their riches
Yeah,
and all that.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, like right now, how we able to see, you know, through the spirit. You know, the scriptures say, flesh and blood has not revealed this unto you, but my Father in heaven. Kind of how we can see all the regenerations of Yahweh Shai. And, you know, King David and so on and so forth. You know, as on the left hand side, you know, it's shown to them. It's shown to us from the right hand side as well, man. You know.
All right, we'll continue to finish up this precept. The monthly prognosticators, and that's like palm readers and fortune tellers, continuing to stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. You know, and it's basically making mockery because it's not going to come to pass. But I'll just read 14 and y'all can take off this. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flames. There shall be not there shall be not be,
which is ultimately what's going to happen. Babylon,
kind
all right, is going to be destroyed with thermonuclear missiles, man.
of,
All right.
They can't prolong themselves.
Yeah.
And then that's, you know, that's what we're going into. And go back to this article. You know, this is what's leading up to it. How this place is gonna be burned up. All right, all these, this, you know, the mistress of witchcraft. Like the brother's going into it. All that shit that was mentioned. You know, the prognosticators, all that. That's all witchcraft, man. That's why this place is full of witchcraft. Hollywood, all that. All right, so go back into this article. Just hit a couple more points, and then we'll finish off that Revelation 17. You know, hitting the point of this article. Let's see where I left off. It says, okay, here we go. It says Federica Mogherini, the EU's High Representative for Foreign Affairs, has called for maximum restraint. If there is to be a third Gulf War, the U.S. might find itself with fewer friends than in the last.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So this is the High Representative for Foreign Affairs of the EU, the beast, saying, "Look, you ain't gonna have no friends. You're fucked." You know.
That's beautiful, man.
All right, reading on, it says, "Is this a crisis of American leadership or of European loyalty to the Atlantic Alliance? Donald Trump has butted heads with Britain, France, and Germany over Iran before, but he may need them should hostilities break out." All right. Meanwhile, rival powers are exploiting the U.S.-Europe split to substitute their own leadership and advance their own interests. So this is just going into how Russia and China are taking advantage of this situation, and now they're supplying the Western Europe with oil, natural gas, and just different power influences. China's economic influence, like it goes on to say. And recently, I think it was last week, maybe Friday, a video came out on RT about that pipeline that is going across the Baltic Sea as we speak. Is 23 kilometers a day. They building that pipeline, and it's from Russia to Germany, and it's going to be carrying natural gas. Okay, so and America is not with it, but guess what? Hey, your allies, your so-called allies, ain't with you no more, right? And it's evident. So let's where were we at in Revelation? Yeah, just read through. Yeah, just read through 14 on the. Go
14,
ahead.
and it says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them.
It's talking about the beast itself, because ultimately, they're going to be fighting in the midst of World War III, but ultimately they're all going to come back together for one final showdown when the Lord returns.
Because what did Ronald Reagan say? Let's put our put our differences to the side.
It says, these shall make war with the Lamb. You read about that in what, 2nd Ezra 13.
Okay. Revelation 12 and 7.
These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful.
Okay. Keep going.
And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, going all the way back to Revelation 17, the first verse, all right, it's telling you the waters which thou sawest, all right, where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
I'm going to show you that America's over all the nations, all the people of the earth. Go ahead. This is the point of this article right here.
It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
Yep. And this is clear what's going on. Look, they're starting to backslide from America. Their main ally being Britain is setting them contradicting America right now. Okay, with this whole Iran situation. So ultimately, all these EU nations are going to hate the whore. All right, and it's thanks to good old DJ Trump. He's doing a perfect job.
Yep.
He just all that shit talking is working in our favor. All right. Yep. What happened to all the MAGA hats? Everybody was so proud to have Trump in the White House. America has, if anything, has gotten worse. America ain't being great again. There's people losing jobs. They say, the job is the unemployment rate is down. That's a bunch of bullshit. That ain't realist. That ain't the reality of things. All these tariffs and things are going up, man, and it's gonna get worse. Go ahead.
Hey, real quick, just because you spoke on that, I just seen a brother do a video on Turkey's still doing deals with Russia, despising the sanctions that America's gonna put on them.
They went through it.
Yeah, they like so basically they fuck them terrorists, man. So going back to what you said, man, and Turkey was a part of NATO, man. For those that didn't know,
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, just want to throw that in there.
Yep. And if I may say this just real quick, and also too through the pride, man, I'm still seeing 2020 Trump 2020.
Yep.
So you got a lot of pride ass Edomites that that's just prideful as hell that hey, don't even want to admit like, yo, this dude is
he's a felon.
Yeah,
he's
but
a fucking idiot.
That pride though, that pride, Trump 2020. What I mean?
Hey, Apostle Hart called him the Ronald McDonald of America, man. That's all he is. A fucking a guy to put on TV. That's all he is. A fucking clown.
Revelation 17 and 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
That's right. And that's going to be done via ICBM. All right. Intercontinental ballistic missiles. That's what's going to burn America up. All right. Because the EU, they're going to shoot their missiles on America. Russia going to shoot their missiles on America. Iran. All right. China, North Korea, India, everybody. All right. But look, her allies is pointing out that her allies, the allies of America, is going to turn on them ultimately. But let alone Russia, because Russia, you know, ain't nothing to turn away from because they're already against America. You know, but the scripture is pointing out that you know the ones that were Confederate with America, the ones that have been helping America all these years, is going to be the ones to help us. You know, they're going to assist in destroying this place.
Yeah. Hey,
Go ahead. Yeah.
Can I read through this? We only got like 3 chapters.
Yeah.
Verses left, so I'm gonna read this real
Finish that
fast.
too.
I'm on 2% here.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, just finish these 2. That's all I wanted to go into, so that'll work.
It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, and to the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
Yeah, I gotta close scripture.
Go ahead, brother.
Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 12. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. You know, that's that recompense. You know, the basis out of here.
Out of here.
Yeah, and America's gonna be the place of great recompense, man. America's gonna be the place of great judgment. So with that, you know, Lord's will, this was edifying unto the hopeful elect out there. All right, we want to say Mawaf Lababal. You know, shalom to you, sincere brothers out there. All right.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.